90s Con needs wrestlers. Somebody was selling a $75 Rhea Ripley picture today.
Why didn't you get it? Cheaper than anything you're gonna find on the website.
Posters are $20. Why would I pay $75 for a picture that's smaller than the posters?
I didn't know how big it was. How big was the picture?
About the size of a box? I don't know, like smaller than a vinyl. So
Oh, okay.
smaller than this.
Oh, okay. In that case, then I assumed it was just a bigger picture.
But a little bit bigger than this.
Yeah, no.
Mind you, this is this is a book of lashes. So yeah,
You know that's cooked.
like there was some like wrestling references and stuff like that, but for the most part, everything was everything was like it was decent. Again, wasn't expecting people to be selling Gen 1 Pokemon cards for $100. Um, I'm doing something wrong. So, clearly,
I mean, you're
Gen
doing something wrong.
Gen 1 shiny cards for $100 a piece? For one card, $100?
You should cop that, John.
I have them in the attic. Why would I buy more when I have the original deck from 2000 and then some.
You gonna sell them?
I don't know. If they selling them $100 a card, shit.
Yeah, obviously I assume they're worth something. That's the way it looks.
If that guy wasn't so uppity about people taking pictures of his picture, I would have showed you the picture of Stone Cold beating up Logan Paul with a Prime bottle.
I saw he pressed you.
When he said it the first time yesterday, I was like, "No, it's okay. I'm on the phone." And then when I was talking to you, looking at the pictures, he was like, "Oh, you're on a video call. I'm sorry." I said that the first time that I was on the phone. I didn't understand, you know? But
I think right at 90 pounds.
90s Con has been he was sitting in the same spot today and I was showing um my mom and my friend some of the stuff that was in the wrestling bucket. Um 90s Con has been interesting. I do think that they should add professional wrestlers. Um if they want to like extend it and get more people in there. I seen an OTC hoodie today. Um
Hmm.
I saw somebody else had on something wrestling related today. I saw a big gold today, but it looked like it was a commemorative. If, and God bless y'all that are actually out here spending $200 on a plastic belt. Y'all are like the most wonderful people in the world, I guess.
Wait, are you recording?
Yeah.
I
I
didn't even
am.
know that.
I am.
I really thought we were talking. I'm happy I didn't say nothing. What the hell? Why did you tell me we were recording? I had no idea we were recording.
Welcome back to the Wrasslin Room. I am your host, Ray Rivley Stong, and today I have with me my co-host.
Named Sean Jackson.
Okay, so back into the conversation because clearly my co-host doesn't, know that we were already in the middle of the show. So yeah, um, I've been at 90s Con the last 2 days, which is why the episode is late. Oh, excuse my yawns. I've been up since 7:45 this morning. We left at like 9 something. Uh, my photo op was damn near at 12 o'clock, it seems. And we went to a panel. We walked around, then we left and got some food, and then we came home.
you get food from?
I went to Bears.
Barbecue place?
Yeah, because it was right there. So we just left out of the convention center and walked across the street. I was gonna. They have a macaroni and cheese station in there that you can like do your big one with, but the line was too long. And then like where I got my food from yesterday, the line was too damn long. So
Exactly.
we just left and went to a local spot outside.
What is a macaroni and cheese station? What is that? That sounds.
They had macaroni and cheese, and then you could pick whatever you wanted to put on it. You can have the macaroni and cheese by itself. You can have it with like barbecue pulled pork on it. You could have it was something else you could put on it, and then you had your assortments of drinks. My tea, I just threw away the bottle. No, I didn't. My tea, this $4
What's that?
at the con. It's tea. It's iced tea.
Oh,
$4 at the con. Nachos, $4 at the con. I spent $8 at the con yesterday getting something to eat, right? My mother also got nachos today while I was in line for my photo op with Mr. Kel Mitchell. And the cheese isn't enough for the amount of chips that they give you. And this woman proceeded to give me a container of tortilla chips with no nacho cheese. And I was very upset. Because what I'm supposed to do with that? With no bev. Salty chips with no
you over here
bev.
eating corn chips
Just in, I told her I didn't want them shit.
eating
She threw them
Fritos.
out. She threw them out. I didn't want them. Fuck, I'm supposed to do with that. But enough of
Never
that.
understood the nacho thing.
What do you mean? It's not yours.
Never understood. Boo, boo, boo. That boo.
That was great. What do you mean?
No, it wasn't.
You're a hater.
You're 0 for 1. We're gonna
Mm,
keep track of this. You're 0 for 1. So you gotta put more shots up. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause that was crazy.
there wasn't nothing wrong with
I
what I
don't know
just
why
said.
you. I don't know why you took that shot.
There
That
was
shot. The
nothing
game
wrong
just
with what I
started.
just
The
said.
game. The game just started, and you took a half
There
court. Like,
was other. So what's your issue with with nachos? Like why you don't fuck with nachos aside from the fact that you don't like cheese?
ain't that half of it?
No, because they're on the side. The cheese is on the side. It's not on top.
I don't care if it's on the side, on the bottom, on the top. I don't care where it is.
Nacho cheese is
It's
actually good. It got
nacho.
a little spice in it.
Everybody trying to eat that.
You
Okay.
don't you
Everybody
don't
trying to do
you
nachos.
don't like American cheese, deli cheese. That's not what that
I
is.
used to. I used to like American cheese, but I now do not. I'm reformed.
But that's not what nacho cheese is though.
I know I've had nacho cheese before, but I've realized that is very bad. Restaurant nachos and like movie theater nachos.
I had poutine when we left the convention, so doesn't really.
What is that?
You don't know what poutine is? Well, the
No.
traditional Canadian way is french fries, gravy and cheese curds. The Bears way is french fries, nacho cheese, and your choice of meat. I had burnt ends with mine. They should have chopped my burnt ends up, but they didn't. They just gave me big chunks of fucking burnt brisket. Like
Oh, that's what the
chunks.
picture you took of?
Yeah, they didn't chop my shit
Yo,
up, bro.
I was sitting there looking at the picture trying to figure out what was going on in there. It looked like a. You ever seen the Rorschach pictures where it's just like for design? I was sitting there staring at the picture like, what is on this plate? I didn't know what. You ever seen those pictures where they were like, "This what did you see when you have a stroke?" That's what I was looking at the picture.
And
I
again,
didn't
no
know.
bev. I didn't have a bev until I came home.
You're eating dry burnt ends.
No, there was cheese and sour cream. What are you talking about?
But the cheese was the cheese making it like more like lubricated, or were you just was it like this is a crazy meal? I'm trying to get you to
I
explain
just
it.
wanted
Like
something.
maybe that was a
I just wanted
butchered
something
word.
small. I didn't want to have to get a freaking brisket sandwich. Fucking $15 for a brisket sandwich. I didn't want to do that. And I didn't want any
I
bread,
want a
so I got fries instead. Huh?
I want a dino rib. I desire a dino, them big beef ribs to be shown on Instagram. I need that.
Then go to Texas.
No,
Oh.
no, I will not be going there anytime soon.
That's my
But
third yawn in the last, what, 10 minutes.
you want a low battery, cuz?
Shit. All right, well, since you said that, let's talk about how Paul Heyman's favor is him trying to snatch CM Punk's favor to Paul from Paul Heyman is him trying to snatch Paul from Roman.
I gonna lie, that favorite, the favorite shit, corny. I need something more. You're absolutely right about that. That's probably what it is. Um, I hope to God it's not a title shot because that's even worse. It's like, why is that a favor? Like you could have just said that. Um, but yeah, no, I that's a crazy favor. I don't really care about him being with Paul Heyman again. That's gonna lead to a Roman and Punk match at SummerSlam probably for the love of Paul. Paul on the pole. Paul gonna be hanging from the top, and they gotta get him with the ladder. Like I don't know what they're gonna do, but like I, I don't care to see CM Punk and Paul Heyman in 2025. I'm not gonna cap to you, especially if Punk's a face. I got no, no.
If you believe CM Punk is a face, you're hilarious. That man has never been a face a day in his life. That man's a dickhead and will always be a dickhead.
Well,
Dickhead.
I mean, in the labels of the company is what I mean. Good guy or bad guy. I think he's more leaning towards good guy at this current moment. To the crowd reaction and how he responds to the crowd, I think he's labeled as a face. I don't like him, but I mean, a lot of people do. I think there's three faces in this match for some reason, even though Rollins is trying to turn, but
Roman
he's just
Reigns
getting
is
whiny
not a
too.
face either. That nigga
He ain't a
said
heel.
that nigga said London acknowledged me and then called Seth three types of bitches and
Oh,
licked
he
his
is.
teeth and made Paul get on his knees and sing to him. That's not face
I don't think
behavior.
any of those things. I don't think any of those things were heel behavior. He always does that to Paul. Rollins is in fact a bitch, and they were gonna sing that either way. Yeah, yeah, I'm on that. Yeah, yeah.
Now what? Now
What
what's
the
Seth the
way
Kings
he
do to
was
you?
whining, the way he was whining, he doesn't deserve it. Oh, shut up. Shut. He was just whining. I'm not with the wrestlers whining. Rollins, Rhea Ripley, stop whining. Hit a nigga. What are you doing?
You literally just said all of 60 seconds ago that you didn't like CM Punk, but Rollins saying that he doesn't deserve the main event is him whining.
No, him whining about it. That's the problem. He was actually throwing a hissy fit in that damn match. I'm like, bro, in the damn match, what are you doing? If you don't deserve it, fight him, do something, stop him. I don't know,
I'm gonna
but
put a
you whining
yawn
like a
meter
hoe.
on this episode.
That would be kind of cool. But you whining like a hoe ain't gonna fix nothing. That's what I was mad about. I don't like when big strong wrestlers whine to me on TV. I hate that. Stop whining. That whining shit goofy as hell. That's why he's acting like a bitch. So I
Well,
gotta call him that.
with Rhea, they're playing on the fact that people keep calling her a child and calling her childish. It started with Charlotte and oh my god, please, fuck. It started with Charlotte and Pierce said it, Rhea said it. So they're playing off of the fact that people keep calling her childish. So she's doing the things that people are calling her. Do I think she should be doing them? No. Um, how Monday, regardless of how Monday goes, they're still gonna end up in a triple threat at Mania. So I don't even know why we're doing this. And Bianca's really going around asking the referees to like help her.
Hey man, it's just a whole bunch of nonsensical things happening. Well, okay, let me ask you this then. How do you feel about the fact that this match is the main event?
The triple threat.
Yeah.
I don't really care for it, but I figured they were gonna give Punk his main event by hook or by crook, whether he won the Rumble or the the Chamber. He was gonna get a main event regardless, and putting him with uh two of the biggest names in the company would have been the reason to do it. So I wasn't upset about it. I just think that they should remove the the main event thing from the Rumble, because if with the list of people that I sent to you, that's too many fucking people that have been promised this thing and it just not happened. So they should just remove that entire thing as a stipulation for the matches for that particular match if that's not something they're gonna follow through with. I didn't expect I did not expect for Jay and Gunther to main event because this storyline is ass. Um, and it's Gunther's fault. I didn't expect Charlotte and Tiffany to main event either because they play in the women's face all the time with these types of matches. Like Bailey, they tried to say that Bailey and Io was a co-main event to Roman and Cody last year. So like no, no, that's not. That's just I'm not letting them have that, and I'm not gonna be in an uproar about it on the internet either. Going to shake babies. Oh my god, Tiny.
What's wrong?
People are still pissed
You
off.
got me yawning, bro. Damn. Shit. But nah. Um, with these face versus heel storylines, I always feel like the face has to do more of the work, especially when the heel is a champion. That's why Gunther and Jay is so weird because Gunther's not doing much, and Jay seems like he's regressing. Tiffany and Charlotte, they're trying to make Tiffany into a face when she's not a actual face. Um, and I'm realizing now that a lot of people aren't really giving Tiffany the benefit of the doubt, just because they saw her like saw that segment went down, and I'm like, if y'all didn't watch NXT, just say that. You feel me? Don't I don't I'm not in the business of making Tiffany look anything less than what she is. Um, she hasn't been on the main roster for that long, and they put a championship on her and said, "Hey, be a face," when she's never been a face before. So yes, she's gonna be a little rattled when she's in there with Charlotte. So that story ain't working. Bianca, Io, and Rhea, not a good story. Never was going to main event. You know, Triple H said that in the chamber. He said, "The show's gonna go to the biggest and the better feud." Roman Reigns is in the feud. Roman Reigns is either gonna begin the show or end the show. That's just the way it is. I didn't do it. They did. You feel me? So I mean, I don't know what the uproar is about. I don't know why people got themselves in such a hissy fit, picking something that never was going to happen. Um, do I wish that was reality? No, but that's what the reality is. Um, this is why we don't have, like you said, have these taglines at the end of the Royal Rumble, which they've always had, but some years they don't care to acknowledge it. You know?
Can I go down the list of people who have won the
Yeah,
Rumble and haven't main evented WrestleMania? So this goes all the way back to 1988. Yeah, damn is right. So, uh, is this Jim Duggan or Dugan?
again.
Duggan? Haha, okay. Big John Studd, Ric Flair, Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Vince McMahon, Rey Mysterio, The Undertaker, Cena, Edge, Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, Orton, Nakamura, Asuka, Rollins, Flair, Rousey, Ripley, Bailey. And that was 1988, 1989, 92, 94, 95, 97, 98, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2017, 2018 for both Asuka and Nakamura, 2019, 2020, 2022, 2023, 2024.
That's why I'm not surprised because there's some years where they're just completely inconsistent in how they label things, and they'll go against what they said in order to tell a different story or something. I don't know why they do it, but they do it all the time. That's why I try my best to not get like super angry about it anymore. I sometimes I fall for it. But like this right here, I was like, come on now. As much as I would love for them to get the main event, because I do think they're going to outperform Roman, Punk, and Rollins. I think that match, Bianca, Io, and Rhea are definitely going to be a better match than Punk and Rollins.
Just how y'all claim, because I still to this day haven't seen the match, that Rhea and Charlotte was better than the tag match that main evented 39 night one. And Charlotte went over on time in that match on purpose.
Rhea and Charlotte was really damn good. Rhea and Charlotte was really
I
damn
seen
good. It's just
somebody say that the first half was ass and then it got good towards the end.
that's not true.
Wow. I like I said, I haven't
That's,
seen the match.
that's just because Charlotte tends to start her matches off pretty slow, and I've come to realize that's just how she goes, and she'll. But that's Charlotte with everyone. I don't think the match itself was slow. I think Charlotte was moving in her own methodical way, because she does it with everybody. But no, um, I don't know if it was better than the tag match. That's I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. I always
There's
prioritize.
people that didn't like the tag match, which I thought was weird too, because I thoroughly enjoyed Sammy and KO versus the Usos. I thoroughly enjoyed that match, so I don't understand why people like. There's people on this earth that dislike it and felt like it shouldn't have main evented.
Well, I mean, even that was the bloodline story. So it's like, you know, of course that was going to main event too, and we had two great tag teams in there. So I mean, that's where my disconnect is coming. It's like we're all watching the same program, but we're interpreting it differently. And that's why I'm like, all right, we can't sit here and get like mad at this stuff when we're all watching. They tell you half the time what they're about to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I a lot of people were raising the question like, what do the women have to do to get a main event? The women don't have to do anything. They're doing everything they have to do. They're doing their job. This is about creative not booking them in the right way. The same way we talk about Triple H when he does good, we have to talk about when he does bad. And while he's doing a lot of good, he's also doing a lot of boneheaded decisions. And no matter what happened, people are going to go on the internet and complain. So it was either give Punk the main event that I do believe was in his contract when he signed. I don't need that confirmed. I just think that's what it was because he wouldn't shut up about it. It's between that. You had the women's match had two things going against it. Now I think about it: Roman Reigns' existence and CM Punk having that contract. Bianca, Io, and Rhea were set up from the start. It don't matter who was in that damn match. They were set up to not get that main event no matter what.
I feel like people also are upset because Jay has had this name main event Jay Uso since 2020, and it's just he ain't main eventing shit but Raw. So
And he barely does that.
so
He barely does that.
you know, um, which also lets me leads me to believe that they're gonna Cody him and he's not gonna win this year. Then they're gonna run it back next year.
That's the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
Give him a year to actually build himself up besides the catchphrase because I'm still hearing the same things. People still telling me the same things that he's over. Okay, cool. Can he wrestle? No, he's not. He never was that good at wrestling. Jimmy was always the better Uso, but they worked together so very well. That's why some tag teams you should never break the fuck up. You don't have to break up every tag team and make them do a Jeff and Matt or Brett and Owen or whatever.
They were so good on Monday.
They were great.
Speaking of Monday, guys, I don't work for the company. Leave me
Oh,
alone, please,
I don't know about that.
please.
The graphic was a little too clean. The next thing you know, Uso. Oh, see, look, there it is right
I
there.
had a file. I was testing graphics for my eFed for my YouTube channel, and the Uso graphic was in the file. It was just a really, really old picture of Jimmy. It was a picture of Jimmy from 2022 and a picture of Jay from Money in the Bank last year. Pissed me off. So Jimmy has new renders. So I popped a new render in there, did some color changes on it, changed the background a little bit, and I posted it on Twitter. And then that was the match on Monday. I was playing around in Photoshop, guys. Please, please. I was joking. It's not my fault they made it a real match. I was literally joking.
That shit. They. I I hope that opened the eyes to the company. Like, hey, you don't have to break up every tag team. You don't have to make these two solo stars when it's very obvious that they come off better when they work together. That don't mean they never have to be solo. That just means that you don't have to push Jay to the moon and have Jimmy just doing side quests. You don't have to do that.
They're just
It's
gonna
very
put that
obvious you
nigga
can't keep both.
through the map. Oh my god, he's gonna kill him.
Yeah, and then then Jay's supposed to get angry. You beat my brother. And now Jay's gonna be able to do a suplex. Shut up, Triple H. In the moment I saw they're incorporating the botches into the story. That's a clever move. You tried to get past me. You're not gonna get past me. You got past some people. You won't get
I
past me.
think
I'm not.
I him slipping in the ring on Monday. I think that was a part of
Yeah,
the script or whatever. But
absolutely.
the the him not clearing the top rope was 100% on him because he didn't jump. He
Yeah.
didn't
So
jump.
they're
He
like,
didn't
okay,
jump the way he was supposed to. He was too close to the ropes when he jumped. That was his fault.
yeah, they're doing damage control, which I respect it. You know what I'm saying? You're trying, but your storyline is that Jay Uso is incompetent. Main event, big face, the biggest pop of the night. Jay Uso is incompetent. That's your story. Then at WrestleMania, he's just going to be like, "Oh, I can do it now." You've already went too far.
I need a
This is why
nap.
I've been blaming. Uh,
I need a nap.
you yawned a lot,
Yeah, but keep going.
but this is why I've been blaming Jay for most of this. That's the only reason why, because of there's been no connect beyond just entrance.
And Gunther ain't done shit as a champion but carried a belt and mush people. Please leave me alone.
Gunther has done more though, and the thing is, Gunther doesn't have to do a lot because he already has the belt. Gunther already made it here. Why does Gunther have to? Jay has to meet him, not the other way around.
I'm talking
Gunther's
about.
already up here.
I feel like, and I said this last week. The only person I've cared about holding that belt was Seth because it fell empty with Damien. Drew held it for 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Y'all have to stop saying it was 5 minutes and 45 seconds. That's not what the fuck happened. Cut it out.
Hmm.
And Gunther just isn't doing shit. And then, especially since they stopped like the milestone like celebrations for him and stuff like that too, it's just like you almost forget he has a title.
That's fair too, But a lot of things that worked for Rollins is that he was when he had the belt, he was fighting a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Gunther isn't doing that at all.
no, And that's what Triple H has been doing though. That's the same problem that Rhea Ripley had when
But
she
I
was
still
champion.
knew
She
that
had
Rhea was the champion though. I still knew that she was visibly on screen every week with the title. This is the most we've seen Gunther since SummerSlam when he
that's true
won the
too.
title.
I don't. Even when Gunther wasn't on the Raw premiere, I'm like, bro, it's the premiere episode of the show on Netflix. Why are you not presenting all of your champions? People are just tuning into this for the first time probably in years. Oh, who's champion in WWE now? Why they give him a freaking video package halfway through the show? He should be one of the first people on there, not Rock. That's so like I think in the storyline wise, it's Jay's fault. Leading up to it, I understand the blame on Gunther and that, you know what I'm saying? But again, I really I can't blame Gunther or Jay because it always comes down to what Triple H is doing. If Triple H isn't placing Gunther on TV more, people forget he's champion. If Triple H isn't making Jay Uso do more moves and wrestle for a certain amount of time and not blow himself up to where he's getting tired by the time his entrance is done, so he's exhausted when he's in the ring. He's out there doing the entrance for 10 minutes. His entrance is longer than his matches are. He's getting tired. So when the bell rings, of course the match is a minute. He's exhausted. This is what I was warning people about, but no one listens because it's just hate. No, it's not hate. I'm trying to make sure that if you put this belt on Jay, if you keep the belt on Gunther, no matter what you do, whoever comes out as champion at WrestleMania has to become better off for it. Same thing with the women's match. Whoever comes off with the belt from Rhea, Bianca, and Io, they have to come out stronger from it. They can't come off worse. Especially after WrestleMania, you have to be able to build these people to a certain level after they retain at WrestleMania, or after they win the belt for the first time, or they just win a championship at WrestleMania.
You know what
You
sucks
have
is
to be
that
better off.
even with that, if Bianca does win at WrestleMania, she's still not gonna be a fucking Grand Slam champion because she hasn't won the NXT Women's belt before. I thought what
Oh
this would
damn!
have been this would have been it for her, but that would be like the one belt that she's still missing. And I'll be damned if she pulls a Becky Lynch and takes her ass back down to fucking NXT just to take the belt from somebody for like a month.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. That still made no sense to me. People try to justify that. No, that shit was fucking stupid. You know, going down to NXT just to win a belt and then dropping it in a few months just to come back up is idiotic. I feel like it's just no. We don't have to do that at all. Um, I do think Becky's gonna come back though. I think she's gonna fight Lyra WrestleMania. As much as I don't want that to happen.
I don't know why you keep putting this in the air when Dakota Kai's right there, you know?
Oh, you're right. But Dakota Kai lost twice.
And so did Meechin, but she's still chasing after Chelsea too. But you know, we're moving forward with Zelina, who's probably going to be the person to take it off of Chelsea.
That's the thing. I think Michin is done with Chelsea at the moment. Or they might do a multi-person match like this year is just 15 fatal four ways apparently. Um, so everything is so scrambled up, and I feel like they're gonna just start announcing things within like a week before the show. And I mean
You know what
that
nobody understands what it was like to be at Mohegan Sun Arena and watch them announce that damn LWO match and the big three versus Damage Control. Like the person sitting behind me last year was like, "There's no way Bianca's not gonna have her match at WrestleMania." I said, "Oh, you're about to get it right now." They were like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Jay's about to come back out. They're about to jump them." I said, "No, no way." What exactly happened? Motherfuckers got jumped. It was Dakota Kai versus Bianca Belair. Damage Control came in. They got the jump in. Here came Naomi. Then it was 3 against 2, and then here came Jade. And what did we get? The big three, which today is the anniversary of that show, by the way.
It's tough.
So, yeah.
Did
And
you
I
see the
like,
Naomi promo?
I did.
That was very good.
It was
That was very,
amazing
very good.
that she was showing y'all stop playing with her. Also, Meechin, BFAB. Why the fuck would y'all talk shit and then play victim after y'all got y'all asses beat?
He
Meechin posting sad ass pictures and shit on Twitter. You were talking shit. Talk shit, get hit. Like, I don't understand. You know what? I also figured why I was yawning so much. It's because I have my contacts in. My body knows that if I don't have my glasses on, it's time to go night night. So I had to put my glasses on in order to stop the yawning. I haven't yawned since. So
huh. When you first started that sentence, I was very much confused. I was like, "What your eyes got to do with your yawn?" But then you explained it, so I understand now. But yeah, um, Naomi has a very good case to be like an extremely good heel this year. Um, and I hope they actually give her the ball and not just be like do the whole Naomi thing they always do, where they give her like half the ball, and then right when she like asks for the other half, they say nope, and they just take everything from don't please don't do that.
I like the proceed with caution thing that she's doing. The caution tape gear is eating. Her header on Twitter is now caution tape all over the place. There's still a hint of glow in there. I don't know if you've seen the close up on her gear, but on her arms it said glow, danger, caution. So it's still some glow in there, but she's the only bright color she's wearing from now on is yellow. And somebody pointed it out too. When she knocked Jade on her ass, she was wearing yellow and black. The happy face gear. So
Yeah, she's. I'm so happy they didn't do a Naomi and Jade match on SmackDown. That would have been an asinine move to make.
nope, but we're getting BFAB and Naomi next week in Chicago.
That's good.
So
I'm cool with that. Just keep Naomi and Jade separate until WrestleMania, so they can have a match. Like I don't know, I don't even know why they would even like play around with that on SmackDown. SmackDown is too damn long for you
who
to be doing a
wins?
Naomi and Jade blow off match. Hmm.
Who wins?
I don't know. Probably Naomi.
Glow, glow, glow,
Probably
glow,
Naomi.
glow. Drop that bitch. Let's go. Oh, that that
Probably.
that was a great remix song.
That
Drop
was
that
good.
bitch.
That was
Let's
good.
go.
I don't like that theme song. No, the TNA one was better.
I'm amazing.
Especially better than that one.
I'm
That one is horrendous.
amazing.
Like she's just slamming her hand on the soundboard. No, I don't want to hear that. But no,
It's EDM,
Naomi with
sir.
a
I
good
don't,
theme.
you know.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear no EDM. But as I said, the TNA one was like kind of the same thing, and that one sounds better somehow. It had bro rapping in it. I forget Josiah Williams. I think his name is. He was rapping. That shit was hard. But no, they just give her a theme song that's not all deaf rebelled up. You know it's gonna proceed with caution, and then it's gonna be some bad drums. She gonna walk out.
Does Zelina's theme sound like the Megan Thee Stallion song? That's the theme song for SmackDown, or am I tripping?
Apparently they changed her theme song. I didn't know. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear a new theme song yet.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it kind of sounds like the Megan Thee Stallion song. It has like those same like Japanese Tokyo Drift type sounds in it. Like those the it's like it sounds like that, but Def Rebel try to do something like their own version of the Megan Thee Stallion song, and it's it's, you know. Can we take a break?
Shit
I need to
probably
take a
whack.
nap. Take a nap.
Hmm?
Can we take a break? Take a nap.
Okay.
Guys, we'll be back.
Right back after these messages.
2 weeks later.
We'll be in the business. I don't need to see. I don't need to see you about it.
Pound Town Wrestling.
Are you recording yet?
I just hit the button after I said Pound Town Wrestling. Well, we're back. It's been 2 weeks. That was the longest nap I've ever taken in my fucking life. We're here. Hello. I am Tori of D-Generation X, if you haven't noticed my jacket. Not Tori Wilson. Tori. Look her up. I know some of y'all are young. Thank you. And I have my lovely co-host here with me.
It's your boy LAF. Yeah. You know, we get down. Someone said yeah with me. I know someone did. Nate, if you're watching, Nate's listening. I know he is. He's on the way to work right now in his car. Nate, I see you. Focus on the road. I know you said yeah. I know we did. We out here though.
I hate the way you hold things. Pick the bottle back up.
You know what I hate? Huh? Hold. Use my hand. We're both holding it the same way.
No. It's like I don't know. It looks like compared to how I'm like this looks weird. I hold things like this with my
Why do you
pinky
hold
up.
the pinky? Why?
I don't know.
Why do you do that?
You just
Use
like
all
grip
your
it with
fingers.
your whole hand. Like it just looks.
Jesus gave me 5 fingers. I would want to use all of them. I was blessed with 5 fingers, so I use all of them to operate my hands.
It's like you know how like they make fun of Chris Rock and be like Chris, his hands is always like this. That's how you hold your cup. There it goes, just like this. You hold your cups like this, like your hand is
use
in
all of my
front.
hands. I use my entire hand to hold a bottle, and somehow this is like revolutionary.
It's so weird. I don't
It's
like
not
it.
weird. It's just my hand. I like my
Anyway,
hands.
I've been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I have on my official D-Generation X jacket.
Speech.
You said what?
Speech.
I'm not doing no speech. That you know how long ago they was inducted? I'm not doing no speech.
Yeah.
Does it? But okay, since everyone was inducted, does that include Tori? Because I know it includes China.
I don't know. I don't think they've even referenced her on TV in the past years. So
Because
I don't know.
that was my top 3. My 3 was China, Trish, and Tori. When I was on WWF SmackDown every day of my fucking life until 2016, my call was literally Tori's body shape, Trish's moveset, China's gear, and she was black.
Fucking awesome.
Ain't it? It's a great game. I think everyone should play it. Finding out in 2024, 2025 that there was a kitchen of some sort in that game that I could have played in, and I had never seen it before, was crazy. That blew me. I think, matter of fact, I think I found that out in like February. It had to be 2025. But it blew me. That shit was crazy. You know what it's like to play a game from like 2002 to 2016 and finding out in 2025 that there's a new feature? There's a feature in it that you never knew of?
I would get mad. I've never felt that, but I would get very
Somebody
angry.
posted the commercial on Twitter, and I was like, a kitchen? Nigga, I've always played in the ring. I don't know what y'all talking about. Niggas was like, oh, there's a story mode. There was? Like, what are you talking about?
How you missed the story mode? What were you doing in the game where you missed the story mode?
I was
No,
just
it's
in
just
the,
that story.
I was just in the ring. Like, what are we talking about? I was getting
Or you
down.
just never saw the menu. Like the menu was just play.
Yeah. I would go do the tournaments, triple threat matches, stuff like that. I basically stayed in one menu, so that's probably my fault. I didn't explore the entire
There's no way
game.
you turn the game on and you didn't just see story sitting there as soon as the game. I've never seen the main
No,
menu, but I assume there's some kind of
it
navigation.
said play, so I clicked on play. I didn't scroll through it.
I look up their main menu, and that just says story in big white letters.
No, because everything was like, you know how the SmackDown is themed. Everything was just fucking blue and cyan.
Mm.
Not scrolling through that. I knew what I wanted to play, and I got in the ring and I whooped ass till I was 21. Then I bought my PS4. Yes, guys, I played my PS1 until I was freaking 21 years old.
No shame there, shit.
It ain't, because it worked. And we had a fatback TV up until that time, too. So everything, graphics,
did
all
you
of
put the
that.
booty on it?
Yes.
Oh shit!
I was getting the full experience.
You had the silverback. You had the gorilla.
And that's my shit. That's my game. If anybody, when people ask the question of what's your favorite or what's the best, in my opinion, that is the best one. I have Warzone as well, but Warzone confused me, so I never really knew how to get out of the menu to actually play the game. So I would just take it out, toss it, and get back on SmackDown. If I was to bring my PlayStation to you and then like we put the game in, you would be as confused as I was. I don't think I've ever actually played a match in that game. I've only ever really like just played around in the menu and looked at the roster. I was lost. I
Wait,
didn't, you know.
you talking about Crash Jump, like the one, the car one?
WWF Warzone.
Was that one like with actual matches, or was that one with like I know one of them you were like it was like Rocket League. It was like you were like driving around in cars. It was like Crash.
It was an actual wrestling. It was like SmackDown, but it was for Raw. But I never figured out where the fuck to go to play the matches on that game, so I was always on SmackDown.
It's crazy.
He's looking it up. I can tell. He opened a tab. He's typing.
No, I gotta see this shit.
So,
Raw versus.
what?
Hold on.
I can go get the game. I'm not that far from the office where it's at.
No, you ain't got. I was just trying to see what the damn. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, Stone Cold on cover what?
Yes. But mine, I didn't have the original case. She got a used one from EB Games. I don't know if y'all old enough to remember that. That's what GameStop was called before it was
Oh shit.
GameStop. So I had a used version of that. So it was in the used case. But SmackDown came with the original case. She knew what my favorite brand was. She knew what it was.
Bro.
You know, if you smell, you know. She used to tell me The Rock was my dad. That's why I keep telling y'all The Rock raised me. What the fuck does that mean? That's why I be trying to tell y'all The Rock raised me. You feel me?
Attitude Era Rock is possibly the greatest wrestler of all time.
But this is why I also tell you guys that he still wants me to go in my attic to go get my action figures. I had a Rock action figure and a Stone Cold action figure. I believe I had Undertaker too. I don't think you want to go up there. I don't know what's up there. There's no light up there.
If I go there with a motive, I will find something.
You would have to bring down the entire toy chest. And that has everything that I ever had as a kid in it.
Do you have one of those ladder things that you gotta climb into the attic?
No, you have to bring your own ladder and get your ass in there. It's just a hatch in the hallway. Like when I walk in my room, there's a hatch in the ceiling. You just push it up and push it over.
My friend used to have one of them things that you pull down the thing. I hated those things because they're very unstable. I thought I was gonna die.
No, you literally have to get your own ladder or get a chair that's high enough. Go in that motherfucker, push it up, move it over. Hey, look at that! You want to show the people your cup?
CEO.
See how he got his name on it and stuff, you know?
Well, Jeff Hardy cups over there.
Tell him where you got it from.
Oh, I mean, got this from. Yeah, she made it. You know what I'm saying? She, you know what I'm saying? Like Lysha Marie's creation. You know, she's making t-shirts. T-shirts are the better. The WWE shop. She makes cups. She does a lot of good things. Things for the community. You know what I'm saying? You always sleeping. You
I
gotta
do be
wake up.
doing stuff, you know. But yeah, that was my thank you for being my boyfriend care package that I sent to him.
That was a crazy sentence. That was a crazy sentence.
But yeah, I made him a Jeff Hardy cup and a Mercedes Monet cup, and they're both like literally customized to the T just for him. You will never see those designs anywhere else. The Jeff Hardy cup I was sitting on for a year. He was actually supposed to get that at WrestleMania last year, but I didn't have the proper ink to do the shit, and that ink is expensive. So yeah, and then the Mercedes cup those are the pictures she took when she first went to AEW. I thought it was pretty cool.
I saw Mercedes Monet for the first time this weekend.
I was gonna ask you how your weekend went.
It was cool for a little bit. Then 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time hit, and then my life paused for about 5 hours straight.
Did you guys miss 0 hour?
No, we were outside. We were like in the outside part. We were in the arena, but we weren't at our seats yet. When we got in there, the second 0 hour match was on. We were in there talking. We didn't go out there until they were like starting up the first match. But they said, "Welcome to Dynasty," and did the whole pyro. The pyro loud as shit. The pyro might be louder than Raw and SmackDown. Their shit was loud. Like I don't know if it was because of the small arena or the echo. That shit was.
It might
Loud
have been
as
because it was a
fuck.
small arena, but there was no reason for them to had a fucking that much pyro because it was definitely loud on the TV too.
Shit was loud. I
Yeah, the
thought
live stream was crazy.
they got the sparklers. They don't. WWE doesn't do the sparklers, but they got those, and then they say, "Pow, pow, pow." That woof. When
WWE
Kenny came
doesn't
out,
even do fucking pyro anymore unless you're Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. Niggas don't even get
they do
pyro.
that pyro where it's just the sound and no pyro. I hate
Yeah,
that.
they don't even do the pyro at the beginning of the show anymore when it's like, oh, welcome to Monday Night Raw, and then it's just a no. I
That's
think
where the
they got
company
rid of that
died.
in December of
That's why the company
2023.
is where it's at now. Exactly where we're at now because we stopped having that.
Before we jump back into Dynasty talk, we should make a list of wrestlers who deserve pyro.
But think about that. Think about that.
Yeah, we're gonna make a list. I just thought about it because
Think about it.
I feel like Randy Orton deserves pyro, but you know.
Well, he used to have it. Hey, that was fucking. He should bring that back for like his last match. That shit was awesome. I love the in like I love in ring pyro. Like Kane, that was always cool. When Sid had like his name on the thing, that was fucking awesome.
Does Drew even get the ring post fire anymore when he pump his titties up? I can't remember the
I
last
don't
time they
know.
put them shits on there.
I don't know. I know he gets it in on the stage. I don't know if he gets it in the ring. No, I think that may have went away when he stopped using the sword.
No, he had it like up until recently, but as of late, I haven't seen it. Maybe they just didn't do it in Europe.
I don't know. No idea. Um, but yeah, Dynasty was a show. Tony Khan made me wait 5 hours for the Young Bucks. It was my first AEW show, and it will be my last. Um, they ran out of food in the arena. I didn't know that until they told me. I didn't order any food in that arena because I know better. But um, it was just the show itself wasn't a terrible show. Um, but what it was, if you know what I'm about to say it with me. The show was too
Too damn
damn long.
long. Yep.
Exactly. The show was 5 hours long. Um, I fell asleep during the Ricochet, Kenny, and Speedball match, and not because I was bored, just because it was too damn long. And then we got all the way to Swerve versus Mox. It is 12:07. 12:07. It is 12:07 a.m. It is Monday morning. It's time for Raw. It is Monday morning, and this nigga John Moxley is doing rest holds. It is 12:07 a.m., and this nigga Moxley is doing arm bars. It is 12:07 a.m., and Justin Roberts is going, yeah! Why are you starting up the main event? Midnight, nigga? I just watched 14 matches, 13, 14. I don't know how to fuck.
That's the one thing that's deterred me from going to like any form of an AEW show because the cards be so fucking long.
Like, bro, yes, 95% of the matches were very good. They have a great roster of performers. Absolutely.
Bad placement when it comes to their matches. Oh, sorry.
But that's the thing. No, you're right. But even so, it's hard to place. This is why I told we were in the car going back to the hotel. I was telling them, yeah, they have bad placement, but it's very hard to place 14 matches all in the right spot. That's why you cut them in half. Hurt Syndicate. As much as I wanted to see them, they need to be on the show. Jericho and Bandito did not need to be on the show. You could have cut this card in half and had 6 or 7 matches, and even if you wanted to have that bitch ass ending with the Bucks, it wouldn't have hurt that bad. But the fact that we were in there, I wasn't the only one asleep. I went to this show with some of y'all favorite TikTokers. Some of them were asleep. People who I didn't know in our section were asleep. This one OG was sitting there like these.
Oh, speaking of favorite TikTok creators being there, did you know that Suplex and Malcolm was there?
Yeah.
They were sitting together. I saw a video. I saw Suplex's reaction to that ending. He was not happy. He was not happy.
He walked out the same time I walked out. We all walked out at the exact same time. We all walked out at the exact same time. He got out quicker than I did. The bell rang. He was damn near out. I saw the bell ring. I was out there before goofy ass Swerve started to cut a promo after he got his ass beat in a bad match. Stupid nigga. But beyond that, yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that bullshit.
We ain't got to spend too much time on that bum shit. I hope not, because it's not worth it. I ain't gonna lie.
I just have choice words. That's it. Nothing crazy.
Hey, I feel you. But yeah, man. Dynasty apparently was long for people who watched it. I believe you watched it all the way through. Long for you.
So we did a watch party in the Discord. I turned it on my computer for them, right? Then I got in the bed and watched it on my laptop. I wasn't sitting at my computer. Sunday felt like a long ass fucking day, so I wanted to lay down. Everybody in the Discord was muted anyway, so there was really no need for me to sit here. I'm in the bed, damn near finna fall asleep. During Mercedes' match. What? like what? What are we talking about here? Like it like you said, too damn long. The ending pissed me off. Like I didn't expect Swerve to win, but I didn't expect bloodline shenanigans for Mox to retain. That didn't make any sense to me.
Bad bloodline shit. Like, they didn't even do it right. Like it was bad. Like them lights went out and I was like, oh shit. I didn't know who could have popped up. All I saw was a white turtleneck. I'm like, who the fuck? I didn't see. I don't know which Jackson brother it was. All I saw was a white turtleneck running down the ramp. I'm like, oh fuck. I don't know who the fuck that is. These two niggas posing in the ring. Okay. See, bro.
Yeah, he was on his knees and they had him like chained up.
Like
each one had an arm.
Yeah, they're goofy ass finisher. I don't care. I don't care. I understand people. Oh, it connected to the story, and some stories just aren't good.
I was surprised to see Samoa Joe pop out for that. I didn't think him and Swerve was on good terms, so that was interesting to see.
I don't know who's on good terms anymore. It just I need Tony Khan to stop writing stories for this company. I need him, RJ City, whoever the hell. I honestly don't think we have any good bookers in wrestling today. And incorporating Triple H with that as well. I think Triple H is better than Tony Khan, but being better than sucks. It still sucks. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that later. Because I have an issue with Triple H as well, but I've gone back and forth with him over the past few months. But um, Tony Khan is in this business of doing things the way he wants to do them. He goes on a post show conference and says all this stuff that all the online discourse doesn't matter. And that's crazy because Triple H and him said the exact same thing. Khan and Triple H have said the exact same thing in the exact same week, that the online discourse doesn't matter and you got to go with your gut. They just said it in two different ways. Oh, Triple H was on Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel, one of the Jimmys, I don't know.
Allen.
And he was, yeah, he's doing a press run. Why? Hmm. And
WrestleMania
he
is
was
next week.
on.
What do you mean why? And he's about to be in the Hall of
Why is
Fame.
Triple H? Why is Triple H talking to me about WrestleMania instead of your wrestlers?
Triple H is talking to you about wrestling because Triple H is about to be solo inducted into the Hall of Fame. And that's really big for him, so he has to go around and do the things and talk the talks and walk the walk, you know?
He doesn't though. My issue with Triple H is my same issue is what I didn't want Tony Khan to do. Why does Triple H believe that he has to be the forefront of everything when there's superstars who are on your roster that we don't even know if they're having a match yet at WrestleMania? You're not even booking all of your WrestleMania cards the right way, and you're on Jimmy telling me about, oh, we're in a new era. If I hear that damn commercial one more time, instead
Fiend,
of being on the
fiend,
talk shows,
fiend, fiend.
bro,
Oh,
it's a hard song. I'm tired of hearing the song
they've been
because,
playing that shit since this
bro,
time last year, actually.
I just want to know. There's so many different superstars that could have benefited. You could have put LA Knight on that show. You could have put your wrestlers like they used to do. They used to put the wrestlers on the talk shows, and it would be more invigorating. I don't want to hear the suits and ties tell me about the suits and ties.
See. The thing is, I would, in all fairness, I would have to watch the interview to see exactly what he talked about because I do think that he was interviewed because he's being inducted. I don't think it was anything else. But of course, they asked questions about the company. But I'm gonna do that right now while you continue to go off.
And that's the thing. The problem with that with me is just I I grew up in a time period where when you put the wrestlers on the talk shows, like you know what I'm saying, like even Roman and Rock did I think they did the talk show earlier this year or leading up to 40, I believe it was. I forget. But you got to think about how many times we've seen the wrestlers go on talk shows. We barely ever see the people who are in charge going to talk shows. I don't care to see them. I care to see the wrestlers talk about what they're going to do. I don't.
So the title of the 10-minute clip that's on the Fallon YouTube channel says Triple H was surprised with WWE Hall of Fame, talks WrestleMania debut, and John Cena's farewell tour. That's what it says.
Yeah, and
And
like
this was from
I'm not
yesterday.
oblivious. I'm not oblivious to why he's on there. I just don't care to see him because I see him so much now. He's on the post. He's on the media scrum. He's talking. Now he's doing these talk shows. He's doing all of this stuff, and I feel like it's not needed. There's so many superstars that can't even get a match on SmackDown or Raw. Put them on the show. Get them to talk about their experience. Yes, Triple H is in the Hall of Fame. We know. That's cool. But I much rather see the wrestler's point of view, the superstars, than the Triple H. You're not a superstar anymore. I know you're getting inducted for the Hall of Fame. We know. You dropped a whole bunch of merch. We see you all the time. You're always telling us it's a new era, but we're doing the same goofy shit that we've done for years. You're worried about being on Jimmy, but you have multiple champions on your roster that don't even have a feud going into WrestleMania.
Bro flew to Fallon on a helicopter. First of all, that's crazy. Y'all could have drove. Why are we in a
And then
helicopter
and then
to
went
to,
to a
to go
conference
to
after.
go like 15 minutes? That's crazy to me because from where he lives to Manhattan is probably about an hour drive to take your helicopter is crazy. I just wanted to point that out. That was kind of crazy to me.
I, I think Triple H is trying to be what he learned from the past administration. Not obviously not in the way of the disgusting, terrible personal life of that man. Who was our past chairman? You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking about just off of a creative factor because if you guys remember, he speaking about the past administrator, he didn't go on talk shows like that. He didn't. He always put the wrestlers on. You know what I'm saying? And that was something that was like, okay, that makes some sense. The wrestlers are supposed to be talking about the wrestling show because they are the superstars. They're the show. I don't care. I've heard Triple H speak to me for my entire time of being a wrestling fan. And now he's a suit and tie telling me about, oh, he's saying the same. Remember the first thing we saw on the Netflix premiere wasn't Gunther, who was the world champion of that brand. It was Triple H posing like he about to rap with his hands in front of. Are you ready? Oh, I'm so tired of him asking me if I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. I'm ready for WrestleMania season to end because you're selling $10,000 tickets and you don't have $10,000 worth of creative. I want to ask you, do you think that the creative that we've gotten for WrestleMania 41 this year is worth
40 was
$10,000?
better. Oh,
Oh,
no.
wow. Look at that.
The 10K price probably not for nothing could have been on last year. But I do think that the prices that they're on now, and I was having this discussion with my homegirls, I think it's a location thing. I think it's a Vegas thing. I don't think it's necessarily because we're in a boom. I really do think it's a location thing because I don't think that 42 is going to be this fucking expensive. It shouldn't be. Because they've been to New Orleans several times over. You feel me? They on location just sent us emails for pre-sale packages for SummerSlam. That starts tomorrow. So when I get into that, we're going to have an update for that next week. For the packages, which is as much as I want us to have packages, we probably ain't going to get packages because it's probably going to be outrageous.
Fuck a package. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to do that. I'm begging you, please no, because
All right, so then we'll just do the brunch then.
I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without sounding like
For my birthday, we're going to do the brunch. Thanks.
that's cool. I'm just saying, all of I lost my desire to like do all of the extracurricular things when it comes to these shows. Not all of them. It goes show to show. SummerSlam, I'm excited for, so I will engage in everything I can possibly because SummerSlam actually excites me more than WrestleMania 41 does for multiple different reasons. This WrestleMania build just doesn't feel like it's worth the money that's being advertised.
It's flat and it's not worth the price that they're putting on it. I've stated this before. I had a silver package for WrestleMania 40. That was technically it was a lower bowl, no seat type of thing, but it included a bunch of stuff with it like free gifts, hospitality, pre-show, like tailgate with superstars. It came with food and all that kind of stuff for $750 for nights 1 and 2. That same exact package this year started at $1,000, and it didn't include the hospitality or the free gifts. It just included your own checkout lane for WWE World Superstore. It included your 2 tickets, and there was something else that was included in it. You got less this year for more money than what I got last year for less money. But again, I do think that it's a Vegas thing. I don't think that it's because we're in a boom, but Vegas is rather expensive to rent all of these things, so they're definitely getting their pockets ran. So they're gonna run everybody else's pockets. But it's just this build up. isn't worth that kind of money. I wouldn't spend $1,000 for nosebleeds with the way that they've built WrestleMania. Everything's felt slow, everything felt out of place, and with all the pay-per-views being pushed further than what we're used to them being, like will continuously say this. The Rumble being in February threw everything off. Chamber being in March threw everything off because we're used to those two events being in being in January and February. Y'all pushed them to the first of both of those months, knowing that you still have to build everything up in a span of another month, and then y'all spent after the Chamber, y'all spent the entire fucking month overseas. And y'all didn't give us shit over there much either. I got something to say about the overseas crowd too. If y'all ever fix y'all crusty gap tooth mouths to boo Bianca Belair ever again, it's gonna be a return of somebody that y'all don't want to come back. If you get what I'm saying.
I don't
Fuck
know what
this.
you're saying. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, but boom, Bianca's crazy. But part of me does have a small inkling of why they're starting to boo Bianca Belair. I don't agree with it, but I do understand possibly what it could be. Maybe don't know. Um, but yeah, man, it's just I'm not saying that WrestleMania is gonna suck this year. I think this is one of those years where the matches are gonna do better than the build, and that's happened before. I'm just saying I want to know why are Liv and Raquel just getting their opponents on Friday? Why is Lyra damn near about to be in a tag team match for the tag team championships? Bailey, I thought Bailey was fighting Roxanne. I thought we were building toward they were doing a Bailey and Roxanne story. And next thing you know, what happened? Where's Roxanne? I don't even know. Is she hurt? What happened?
Oh, she's back on
Where did
NXT
Roxanne go?
with no match at Stand and Deliver.
She has no stand deliver match. Is she gonna make sure that Bailey loses on Friday? Maybe. I don't know. That could be a way to go. I don't know what they're gonna do. I kind of don't want to speak on it until then, but it's like Chelsea Green. Why does she not have a storyline going into WrestleMania? She's U.S. champion. Y'all brought the belts back just for her to have them. Everyone deserves a story going into WrestleMania, not just throwing matches at the wall. Dominic Mysterio, the last time he won a match was on Speed against Chris Sabin. How in the hell is he worthy of an IC championship match?
Well, he's been in that story for a while though.
But that's the thing. When you're making these championship matches for WrestleMania, you got to have the story and logic. If you have story and no logic, or logic and no story, there's an imbalance. And Balor hasn't pinned a nigga since 2017, damn near. He's in the story, no logic. So yes, they're telling the story, but the people in the story do not have any reason to be where they're at.
We're missing the part where all damn near all the matches are multi-man matches for WrestleMania too.
That's even better. Rhea went out there and just cried. She did the Daniel Bryan from WrestleMania, what was that, 36? When it was supposed to be Roman and Edge, and Daniel Bryan just came out every week and begged, and he just got the match, and Roman ended up stacking them both.
I really think
What the fuck?
that I when they dropped that graphic on Monday, I don't think Io was supposed to be a part of this, and Triple H wanted her to have a match so bad that he just put her in there. Because if you look at the poster, it looks like the rest of the WrestleMania posters, where there's like a inner glow. Graphic design speak, by the way. There's an inner glow on Bianca and Rhea's face, like everybody else's, like Cena, Cody, Tiffany, Charlotte. There's the posters look a certain way when it's just a two man, and then you look at that particular poster and it looks like they just threw Io in the center. She doesn't have any effects on her. There it's not sharpened. There's no contrast, brightness, none of that shit. It's just looked like she was thrown in the center and they put her name there, and then they moved the city of Las Vegas from the bottom to the top above her head. It's bad. And it feels like we can't not have Rhea Ripley on this card. We can't not have the EST on this card because you can't spell WrestleMania without the EST, which is the shirts that they're fucking selling. So they had to find a way to put Io into this when they could have just gave us Bianca and Rhea like everybody thought it was going to be. But you also didn't have time to build to that. So now we're here at the story where Bianca has a streak at WrestleMania, and you have Rhea who's never actually beaten Io. So you combined two stories together that don't make sense to go together, and now we're here.
And
Well, we
Io's
could have
world
just been,
champion.
and it doesn't look like it.
It looks like Cool in the Gang. It's like Rhea, Bianca featuring Io. I'm here too.
And that's why
World champion.
she's just walking around clocking them upside their head every fucking Monday.
And as happy as I was that Io beat Rhea, logically that made no sense. Why would you have a championship change a month before WrestleMania on Raw? That was their best idea. That's how I know a month, 2 months, 3 months out before WrestleMania, there was a lot of things that they just didn't know how to do. That's how I know everything was just so disorganized. They made it work because you got to throw stuff together at some point. The show is next weekend, but logically, this stuff doesn't make any sense. That's the point. Roman, Punk, and Rollins barely makes any sense. Now the favor is, oh, I want Paul to be my friend. Now Rollins didn't stop Paul, so he's like, now Paul, you owe me a favor. That's not how favors work. Last time we saw Roman, he don't like showing up. Last time we saw him, he was sitting there like, Paul, what? And then he just goes away for another few weeks. We'll see him again, WrestleMania. He'll lose the match at WrestleMania because I think Rollins is going to win it.
Last week. What are you talking about? I know what you're talking about. Like leading up to all of that.
Yeah.
He was forced to come to work in Europe.
If you're building a WrestleMania, everyone who is featured on the WrestleMania card should be there every single week. If you have people on your card, they need to be there building every single week. 1 week you lose build, that's 1 week a person may not tune in, and now that's 1 week where people forget what the motive is of this match, and there's no championship on the line. So the only thing they have to do is say, "Oh, favor." And guess what? If Roman's not there, what are Punk and Rollins gonna do?
The main event shit pisses me off, man, because the only reason why they have a main event is because of Roman Reigns. That match could have opened or been in the middle of one of these shows. It didn't have to be a main event because, again, you have someone with the name main event Jey Uso, and he's not main eventing WrestleMania for a fucking world championship. That doesn't make any sense. And even that story, having to put Jimmy in the middle of it for it to speed up is kind of crazy. I don't know if that was a pivot or what, but Gunther, for whatever ungodly reason, went to SmackDown in his home country. I mean, it's not ungodly; it was his home country. He had a match. He talked crazy to Jimmy. He thought he had a friend. Jimmy was like, "Nah, I'm with my brother." Then he came back to Raw, talked shit to Jay about Jimmy. Then, like, they had to drag that pivot was kind of crazy, but here we are.
Do you realize they built Gunther and Jimmy for WrestleMania better than they built Gunther and Jay?
I digress.
The moment when Jimmy slapped the Oos out of Gunther, that was getting played everywhere more than anything that Jey Uso did in that entire time. That's why I was so happy when Jay finally cut a promo on Monday that was more than just, I'm Oos, yeet. I'ma do it, yeet. You can't stop me, yeet. Look at my hands. I go yeet, yeet. He tried to, and it's so bad, you programmed the crowd so bad, Triple H, Jey Uso, creative, you've programmed the crowd so bad, Jay was telling them stop it, and they wouldn't stop. Jay cut the most serious promo.
That's the thing. That's that particular city, because that happened before where he was cutting a promo and they started to yeet and he told them to stop and they stopped. That was Minneapolis being dipshits. That wasn't Jay's fault.
But that's the thing. I can't blame them because when you set your crowd in every city you've set your crowd to do one thing every time Jay takes a breath. They're gonna want to do that at every show. Some cities may listen to Jay. Other cities may not care. Like Minneapolis, they still wanted to do it because you programmed them a certain way. When LA Knight says LA Knight, the crowd says yeah. When The Rock says and the millions, the crowd says and the millions. When Dominic Mysterio comes out, they boo. Like, you know what I'm saying? When Karrion Kross comes out, they fall asleep. These are things that you program the crowd to do. What?
That never happened.
It's tough. But all of these things are how you program a crowd every single week. And now the crowd is so programmed into saying yeet every time he takes an exhale or inhale. He's trying to cut the most serious promo he cut since he told Roman he was going to be his judge, jury, and executioner. Crowd is still saying yeet. You've done it to yourself. You can't blame the crowd. You did it. You're the ones doing 10-minute Jey Uso entrances. You're the ones telling us that it's Yeetomania and you're not building the story. You're just building the story on a. You're not building the story the right way. You're building the story off of a catchphrase. You're building the story off of Gunther just being champion. You're not making Gunther look any more serious. You had to bring Jimmy in. Jimmy's saving his brother once again. It's the most vicious Gunther has looked in months, and this is the most aggressive Jay's looked in months. And the show is next weekend. What if Jimmy was hurt? How was you going to get this match? What was going to have to do? They've been doing pull-apart brawls. That's how Triple H books WrestleMania builds. Pull-apart brawls. Tiffany and Chelsea, pull-apart brawl. Punk and Rollins. They just had a brawl on Monday. Jan Gunther, brawl. Imagine if Cena wasn't then turned heel at Chamber. Where would we be at? John Cena saved WrestleMania. So everyone's about, Roman. No. Punk saved him. No. John Cena's heel turn, because that was the craziest thing that's happened in this company, and I don't know how long. If you take Cena's heel turn from Elimination Chamber away, the build is even worse. Now you have a face Cena and a face Cody fighting. This is the problem. $1,000 tickets, $10 worth of WrestleMania hype. You'll be hyped because I'm hyped because WrestleMania. We all get happy when it's because WrestleMania. We've been programmed to know when it's time for WrestleMania, it is time to cheer. Yay, fiend. But when you program the crowd a certain way, you have to take both sides of that. And it seems like Triple H in this year, for some reason, even after he did great with 40, this year just seems so scrambled up. It seems so random. And that's the problem. This is why. Think about how many pull-apart brawls we've seen in the past few weeks. Think about how many promos we've seen go awry in the past few weeks. You got Tiffany and Charlotte calling each other's mans on TV. You got Punk and Rollins just fighting the fight and saying who gets a favor. You got Jay saying yeet, Gunther saying absolutely nothing. Saying I'm gonna put you through hell and doesn't put anybody through anything. And you're spinning your wheels with Cena and Cody because that's the only thing that has some heat on it. And Cena hasn't mentioned The Rock yet. And Rock was the one.
I thought you said Cena had dementia. I was about to say, nigga, what the fuck? You
Wait,
were
what? You thought I said
I thought you said Cena has dementia, but you said Cena hasn't mentioned The Rock. And you talk so fast, that's what it sounded like you said. I was like, wait, what? Dementia?
I hope not. I hope he never has that. But Nah, man, it's just, bro. We're gonna talk about Charlotte too, because I've been getting my ass kicked over the Charlotte thing, which I do not stand down from. I was right, and I'm still right now. But you want to talk about that now? Or you want to talk about something else before we get to that?
I want to address Swerve and Booker T because it's gonna be really quick. Um,
Yeah.
Swerve, if you felt this way about this man this entire time, right? Why did you take money from him recently and show up at his wrestling school? Booker T, why are you letting someone of the caliber of uh Vlad TV get in like the middle of all of this to where you guys are like oddly dissing each other, showing DMs, and taking jabs on and off TV? It doesn't make any sense. Everyone, shut the hell up. Mr. Black and Ugly, like cut it out. I hope DC takes you down for copyright infringement. And Booker, focus on making sure my friends are safe at your wrestling school. So yeah, that's it.
I hate seeing two black men argue over anything, and the fact that Vlad was the reason why makes me more angry than anything possibly could. Like, y'all are two grown men at the end of the day. If two grown men have an issue, y'all call each other on the phone or find a venue somewhere and speak about it like men. Don't go on Twitter showing DMs like hoes or saying oh or going at the Booker saying whatever he says on his show. Swerve putting on an all-time stinker in Philadelphia and then grabbing the mic. Hey, I just got my ass beat, but hey, fuck Booker T. No, fuck you, nigga. You just had a bad match and you lost. You have no room to tell me anything about a damn Booker T right now. Shut the hell up. Go with the back. You cut that nut ass promo for half the arena because we were already walking out by the time you were about to get your head kicked off by the Bucks. So who you cutting that promo for? You just want more attention. Shut the hell up. You lost, buddy.
That is true.
So
Very,
what
very
what
true.
did we learn? What did we learn? What did we learn from all this? Stop letting these things happen and then fester into things that they don't have to be. Niggas just don't like each other. That's cool. If you don't like each other, stop talking to one another. Stop talking about one another. Stop going on your respective platforms and saying, "Oh, this jabbing a little here and there." Y'all are grown men. You
The
56.
the NXT crowd when Booker came out to his theme this week said, "Swerve, we coming for you." That was the chant this week, and he laughed it off and sat down.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I don't know why Swerve forgets that he like. Do you remember like Hit Row? Do you remember that? And now him and Dala apparently just hate each other. I don't know what that's about. I
Well,
refuse to
that
get into that.
was a miscommunication, and I think that's something that Dala himself has to look into and then correct because he went off of a headline instead of actually going and watching what Swerve actually said about him, which was the fact that they all got fired because Vince deemed Dala to be aggressive because he wanted to know where BFAB was, like what time her flight was landing. And they refused to give him that information. And I guess he might have raised his voice in some kind of way. They all got called into the office and let go. But then they also got rehired. So, except for Swerve. So, you know, it is what it is. Isaiah, you're still on that alumni page. So,
All of it just seems super dumb to me, and it's like, bro, yeah, all of it was just so pointless. Now I don't even care to know the entire story because I don't give a fuck. Just both of y'all just stop talking about one another. Swerve,
I
go
just don't.
continue to lose on
I just feel
AEW, and
like
Booker do commentary.
this wouldn't have even happened if um black people would just stay away from Vlad in the first fucking place. We wouldn't even be here. Y'all
Also
stop
real.
going to talk to that police officer. That would be fucking great.
Doing interviews too. Why everyone want to get interviewed all of a sudden? Who doing so many damn interviews? I want to hear y'all niggas talk. I don't care. There's certain people I want to see do an interview.
I'm not listening to anything. Had a chick, she was black and ugly. Like I don't want to hear anything he has to say about anything. Um, he still hasn't cleared that shit up, and I found an HD version of that story post. So I'm gonna use it every chance I get, cause fuck that nigga.
And before anybody says anything, I was hyped for Swerve at Dynasty. You know why? One, because I wanted to go to Hell Home, and I was like, oh my god, this is the last match.
Black and ugly.
I thought he was going to win, and in his Death Rider story, but he didn't. Because Tony Khan thinks John Moxley is Roman Reigns in his prime. So Mox ain't losing anytime soon. So that's where we're at with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I never want to hear about the Swerve and Booker T shit again. Both of y'all just shut up, please. And just continue to do y'all jobs and leave each other the hell alone. Please. Thank you.
From the Wrestling Room.
Um for
Okay,
real.
we can talk about the two white women who decided to get into the ring in the same outfit in different fonts and take personal jabs at each other on national television Friday.
A lot of girl beef been killing it. Like remember like, Bad Baby and on what's her name? My nigga Bad Baby was out here killing that. Born what's her name? Uh
Alabama
Alabama
Barker.
Barker up. Yeah. That baby hit with bars, nigga. And Tiffany Stratton hit Charlotte with some bars that, hey, I don't condone them because some stuff I feel like you shouldn't say on the mic. We've heard wrestlers speak about personal lives on the mic. Remember when Rollins and Riddle were doing their thing, and Rollins was talking about Riddle not even be able to see his kids anymore. We went through this. I made a video on my TikTok page speaking about why Charlotte Flair is getting like this pushback from the crowd because people are confused for some reason. Um, some people agree with me, some people didn't, which again I expect because every wrestler in the world has a fan. Everyone. There's not one wrestler in the world that has absolutely zero fans. Everyone has their own group. You know what I'm saying? So I knew some people were not gonna like what I said, and this is why especially when I go into like full opinions, my personal opinions on my page, like just me, um, I try my best to preface, hey, I'm about to say something about your favorite wrestler, probably. So if you don't want to hear that, I advise you to just scroll or the next video, do block me, unfollow me, do something to just save yourself from this, so you don't get yourself mad. Because I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm gonna say what I want to say no matter what, because it's my page, as you can do on your page. My thing is, one, I do believe that in this era of wrestling fans, for some reason, we are we were very argumentative, and we want to argue about everything. You listening to this podcast right now, if you have a favorite wrestler and you say that, if you think a wrestler, if you are walking around this world and you think the Big Show is the greatest wrestler of all time, if someone challenges you on that, you don't have to go back and forth. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to prove that you're right. No, you said what you said. You don't have to go back and forth with anybody. If you believe something, you believe it. And I just, my confusion comes in when just in Charlotte's case, there's a level of confusion where it's like, bro, there's a reason why people are getting tired of the same song and dance with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's an amazing wrestler. She's an amazing competitor. She's one of the four horsewomen. You know what I'm saying? She's a major part of why women's wrestling is where it's at today.
I have a question. Pause.
There's
Um, was her father part of the Four Horsemen?
Yeah.
Interesting. Continue.
But I'm wrong, right? but I'm the bad guy. Got it. I'm the bad guy. See that? You see, I'm the bad guy, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from that. You know, I didn't even mention that. I didn't even mention that. But this is why I be talking. Because people think I'm wrong about things, but they don't like the way I say it. I don't care, bro. I'll be trying to be as honest as possible. To be as honest as possible. I try not to lie. I try not to go in my personal problem with Charlotte Flair has always been the moment when she walked in. She has only been known as I am Ric Flair's daughter. Charlotte's gimmick for her entire career has been I'm the queen, I'm the line, I'm the top. I woo. My theme song is my dad's, just sped up with some guitar. I do a chop, I do a figure four with a bridge. I call it the figure eight. Wow, so innovative. She has been diet female version of Ric Flair for her entire career. But the other three women in her group of horsewomen have shown the ability to be a face and a heel, have shown the ability to go to different wrestling companies and reinvent their character, have shown the ability to do a different gimmick. We've seen multiple versions of Sasha Banks, multiple versions of Bayley, multiple versions of Becky. We've seen the same version of Charlotte Flair for her entire run. Her entire career, we've seen the same Charlotte Flair. The only reason why she wins all of these championships is because they want her to match her dad. Her entire career is just trying to be a female version of her dad. So why are we confused when she gets these nepotism claims? Why are we acting like we don't know what this company has been doing for the entirety of her career? They just want Ric Flair to be happy. They mention it every time Charlotte wins a championship. Oh, she's getting close. When she won her first championship, the Divas Championship, when she beat Natalya in NXT, who was out there with her? Her father. And they kept putting it in your face at every twist and turn. So the reason why we're tired of Ric Flair and the reason why we're tired of Charlotte Flair being her dad is because that's all we've known her to do. And eventually, that gets boring. There's other wrestlers in this company that have bloodlines in the business. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. There's Rey Mysterio right now. He's still active. Dominic has shown the ability to be different than his dad.
He was a
When was the last
terrible
time?
face, by the way.
Yeah. And guess what? Rey Mysterio, when he was in WCW, he wasn't the best heel ever. But guess what? Dom is one of the best heels in the business right now. Dom has shown the ability to move himself away. Yes, he does the 619. Yes, he does the Three Amigos. Yes, he looks like Eddie. Eddie's not his dad. I know they're playing Eddie might be his dad. They've been playing that for, we know. But Dominic, when you look at Dominic and you look at Rey Mysterio, you can tell that they are two totally different wrestlers. Never get them confused. Roman Reigns and his father, totally, you can tell the difference. Cody Rhodes and Dusty. Cody Rhodes walks out there like he's the president of the United States. Dusty was out there, hey baby, how about that? Two totally different characters. Orton, his dad was the cowboy. His finisher was the superplex. Randy Orton does the RKO. He be punting Stephanie and kissing her when she's on with Triple H's freaking. Orton was one of the most diabolical heels of all time. Find me some Bob Orton clips where he was just kicking ladies in the head and doing all these diabolical things. Because you can't. Because each one of these wrestlers may have gotten their foot in the door because of their fathers or because of their family, but each one of them has shown the ability to separate themselves from that. And the only one that hasn't been able to do that is Charlotte. Can someone point me to a storyline where Charlotte Flair had to work from the bottom to get to the top? If I'm missing something, let me know. I don't think I am though. Because we've all known Charlotte to just be at the top. Sasha had a work from the bottom story. Bianca got squashed at SummerSlam and had to work herself back up. Bayley, before she won that championship, WrestleMania 40, was on a losing streak for over a year on SmackDown. What Finn Balor is right now, that used to be Bayley. So every one of them has shown the ability to be to go through adversity, but Charlotte Flair never got that. And through all of that, Charlotte Flair has been the exact same character. They tried to make her face, but she's not good at it because she doesn't know how to do anything besides just be her dad.
She was actually supposed to be the face in this entire feud, and she got booed out the water, so they decided to flip it. And they turned
Because she's
Tiffany
not good
face, and
at it.
Tiffany was never supposed to be face.
But I've been told that was an excuse for Tiffany. I'm not making excuses for Tiffany. Tiffany was brought up as a heel. So when you flip her to the main roster and make her a face, she's gonna be out of place. Charlotte's a veteran. She's supposed to be walking Tiffany through this, and she's supposed to be making Tiffany look good. Charlotte doesn't need a push. Tiffany needs a push. Why are we so invested on pushing someone who's won 13, 14 world championships and not building your talent so when Charlotte retires, we have someone for the future? Why are we so invested and keep on spinning our wheels with the same thing? And people say, oh, well, John Cena did it too. Okay, you're correct. John Cena, yes, he's come back from injury and went straight into a championship. Yes, Roman Reigns left, came back, and won a championship immediately.
Roman technically never lost his championship. He had to relinquish it.
And so, semantics out the way. The point is, he came back and got a championship immediately. I've never said that Charlotte's the only one to go through this, but Charlotte's in that group. And this too. The amount of times that I heard the word sexism in my comment section pissed me the fuck off. Because I don't ever accuse me of being sexist when all I'm saying is this superstar isn't good at something. Not all gonna just kiss the ground that Charlotte Flair walks on. You can't just throw it. Happened again today. Oh, you must think I don't know. I don't know because I'm a girl. I never brought that up to you, man. I would never do something like that. But the moment you bring something like that into the conversation, I block you now. We're supposed to keep this wrestling, and now you realize that you're not looking good in the argument, and I gotta stop arguing. You know what I'm saying? The video I made today, I was like, I'm not arguing anymore because we're not gonna get anywhere. There's never going to be a point where we meet in the middle. If we're going to argue about something, I would like for us to meet a resolution, not just yell back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain people um who have different opinions than I do, and we state our different opinions, and then we move on. You know what I'm saying? I have friends in the community that love Charlotte, that love Karrion Kross, that love Damian Priest. We'll disagree. We'll go back and forth for a little bit, and then we'll leave it alone. There's no labels being thrown. Oh, you're sexist. Oh, you're racist. No, because it's not that deep. But the moment you put your feelings into it, and the moment that you feel that you can't incorporate your feelings the right way, so you decide to put accusations and labels on people just because you can't get through the fact that you're wrong. That's how I know that this conversation is over now. If you are in a point where and going back to what I said earlier, if your favorite wrestler, if you look up your favorite wrestler's name on YouTube, you want to watch one of their matches, and a video pops up and says 10 reasons why insert your favorite wrestler sucks. Why would you press play? Lysha, you love Jimmy Uso. But a video came on your recommended and it said 50 reasons why Jimmy Uso sucks. Why in the world would you press play?
There was a video that called him what was Shawn Michaels' tag team partner that he turned on?
Jannetty.
Huh?
Marty Jannetty.
Right. There was a video of tag teams that and one part of the tag team like skyrocketed, and then they labeled the rest of them as Marty Jannetty, right? And Jimmy was front and center on the thumbnail. I said, interesting take. But okay. After he started to talk about Jimmy and how, and I heard like the first untruth, the video got turned off. Everybody else in the video kind of deserved to be there, but that particular one was insane. Even Tyler was like, "Yo, I'm about to report this. Like, this ain't it. Like, this it's not right. I'm not gonna sit there and do that because I know I can argue that down. I can tell you why he's the better Uso, but no one wants to talk about that. Oh, sorry.
So, this is what I'm saying.
And that's no diss to Jay, but Jimmy's.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna say this again. I have multiple friends in this community that we differentiate in opinions.
Oh, we don't agree on most stuff.
Yeah. You know what I'm
saying? And I didn't watch either of your videos because there's some things that we don't agree on when it comes to Charlotte, but there's a lot of things that we do agree on. Her character 100% needs work, but and she does have a hard time elevating talent, but there's other things that you say that I can't agree with because I don't see that from her. So I didn't take time out of my day to respond back to you in your comment section or on the phone, because why the fuck would I do that? It's a waste of breath.
My significant other, who I speak to more than I speak to anybody else, has made the conscious decision to say, "Hey, I don't agree with my boyfriend about this topic. I will now not speak about it. Thank you." Is it that hard? Have we lost the plot that bad to where we're arguing on purpose? We're getting mad on purpose now? You know how many times I've seen people call Jeff a crackhead? Guess what? I don't engage. Because to me, Jeff Hardy is the greatest thing to ever walk. If you don't agree with that, I didn't say it for you to agree. I didn't say it for your approval. I didn't say it for you to smile, for you to say, "Oh, Loft, good take," or "Loft, hey, bad take." I don't give a fuck. I didn't say that. I didn't say it so you could be happy. I said it because it makes me happy. And wrestling fans need to get better at saying things that align with how they feel. Stop being so argumentative all the time. You're arguing with people who are already set in their thought. So the only way you're going to go is in a circle. We're never going to get anywhere. I have friends that we have differentiating opinion. That I go back and forth with just about our opinions on certain wrestlers, storylines, all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We speak about it. I feel this way. I feel this way. I don't call them sexist. They don't call me sexist. I don't call them racist. They don't call me racist. There never has to be any form of prejudice or deeper meaning beyond just we feel differently about this superstar. This superstar is your favorite. The superstar is my least favorite. We can talk about it, and then we move on. But thankfully, none of the people who I consider friends made me angry. The only people that got me angry over the past few days were people that have put a label on me just because they don't like what I say. I don't give a fuck what you think. Don't. I'm gonna keep saying it until something changes. Because the way I watch wrestling, I like my wrestling to, I don't know, make sense. I like my wrestling to be improving as the weeks go on. Not just watching the same thing happen over and over again and saying, "Oh, this is good. We're cooking. This is great. We're cooking, Triple H. We're cooking, Tony Khan. Oh, just give it a chance. Let it play out. Enjoy all wrestling." That was made by the AEW soldiers too. People weren't saying enjoy our wrestling until AEW started to suck. Support our wrestling, guys. I'm not supporting stupidity. Shut the fuck up with that shit too. I hate that. People only bring that up when it's convenient for them. Support all wrestlers. I don't like a wrestler. I don't want to support them. I don't have to. Stop forcing what you feel on other people and trying to act holier than thou just because you claim to love everybody. You claim to love every wrestler. No wrestler does bad to you. And last point. when speaking about Charlotte Flair as well, I'm never going to speak about her personal life, her relationships, her mental health. When I'm speaking about Charlotte Flair, I'm never bringing that into a case. I'm never bringing that up in conversation. If I've done it in the past to any other wrestler, I sincerely apologize for that because that's never my intention. My intention is never to hurt people's feelings. My intention is never to go out of the way to make a certain superstar feel bad about how they're living outside of the camera. I've said this to my friends and I've said this to Lysha on multiple different occasions. Fans know too much about these wrestlers. There's no reason why you should know these wrestlers what time Triple H's kids are graduating.
What?
There should be no reason why we should be seeing pictures from wrestlers' funerals. There's no reason why we should know who's cheating on who and all this shit. I know it's broadcasted on social media. Yes, I understand they're putting it out there. I understand that. How, as fans, why are we bringing that up in conversation when we're talking about what's happening on Raw, SmackDown, NXT? People are bringing this stuff up to me about Charlotte. I never knew any of this stuff. Every wrestler in the world, whether I like them creatively or not, I want everyone to be safe. I want everyone to be healthy. I hope everyone's happy in their relationships and their personal lives. I hope everyone's having. I never want anyone to be in peril. But when I speak about these wrestlers and what I don't like about them, I talk about the things that I see on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all the other shows. Dynamite, it don't matter. I don't talk about what happens in their personal lives. I try my best not to. Like I said, if I've done it in the past, I apologize. I as people grow, we learn from our mistakes. As far as I know, I've never done it. But hey, I talk fast. I get mad. I get emotional as well. I'm the things that I'm saying. I've done it before too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm different from anyone else. What I'm saying is, as wrestling fans, we have to learn that one, we're not all always going to be correct. Just because you feel a certain way about something does not mean you're correct. And just because someone is better at debating than you, or is hitting you with some facts, and you're using your feelings, does not give you the pass to start throwing labels on them because your feelings are hurt. Take your feelings out of it for a second. Stop crying and moaning and bitching over everything. We all complain about wrestling because we all want wrestling to be good for us. Get the shit out of me. We all want wrestling to be better for us. But guess what? My perfect WWE is different than Lysha's perfect WWE. Lysha's perfect WWE is better than is different than your. It's different. All have different versions of what we would do if we had 24 hours in the creative office. So none of us are right. We don't all know things because we have a dirt sheet. We all don't know things because, oh, I have some wrestlers in my DMs. I know some wrestlers' phone numbers, so now I know everything. No, you don't. You think you know. You want to know more just so you can be holier now. You can say, oh, I'm not like this wrestling fan. We're all on the same level. We're all watching a predetermined scripted TV show with superstars who don't know who we are. And the moment that we move past that, we start talking about their personal lives and getting people's addresses and all of this weird shit is the reason why wrestling fans have the stigma that we do now. Because there's people scaring the hoes. I don't mean scaring the hoes like that. Don't start crying over that too. I mean that in the term of there's wrestling fans that just ruin things for everyone. Stop following these wrestlers at airports. Stop walking up to these wrestlers. Oh, you're so stop being weird. There's a line of certain things, but at some point we have to stop crying and moaning over everything and just realize that hey, we're going to disagree about some stuff. We don't have to throw labels. We don't have to throw weird insults about people. You know what I'm saying? None of it is that serious. So
I throw insults because fucks were Strickland.
Listen, that's you.
That's why
You know what I'm saying?
AEW didn't give us press passes, because I talk shit about one of their top stars all the fucking time. Them niggas sent
That's
the
why.
email. Them niggas sent the email and said, sorry, we can't give you no media passes for the show.
You looked
Yeah.
on your page and shit. You like,
Next.
fuck Swerve. I said, oh, decline.
And they were
No.
like, next.
Tony was like, no, we can't have her on the show. Tell the fuck Swerve. No, we can't do that. I like Swerve. But yeah,
They
man,
for sure tell me no.
it's just tough, bro. I understand, you know, I understand to an extent, you know, and like I said, I've been a person who does it too. I've gotten emotional about my favorite wrestler. Um, I've gotten really mad in comment sections and videos because it we care about this sport. You know what I'm saying? Which for that I admire everyone. You know what I'm saying? But it gets to a point where we're like we have to stop being weird, stop being so argumentative about every single thing, and realize that all of us are going to be wrong about something. We're all just looking at it from different perspectives. Just because a man doesn't like what a woman is doing in wrestling does not make them sexist, and vice versa. Just because we don't like a certain superstar does not make us any kind of prejudice towards them unless we're actively saying things, you know what I'm saying? We've seen racism in wrestling fan bases. We've seen sexism. But criticizing a wrestler is not any kind of prejudice. You know what I'm saying? The same way we criticize Roman Reigns, we're allowed to criticize Becky Lynch. The same way we criticize Seth Rollins or CM Punk, we're allowed to do the same thing for Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley. There's a level between what we do and what the weird people do with racism and sexism and all that stuff. That's why they get moved out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone deserves a chance to apologize and move on. But at the same time, you cannot lump everyone into one group of just, oh, you're a terrible person just because your ideas don't align with mine. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna say this one more time. I have multiple friends that we just disagree about certain things. We disagreed these past few days. We talk about it. We shake hands and we move on. No labels were thrown, no insults were thrown because we're friends still. And I'm not letting wrestling get in the way of a friendship just because I like wrestler A and they don't like wrestler A. So please stop being so emotional. Stop taking everything to heart and stop thinking everything is a personal attack against you because it's not. We're all just watching a predetermined sport happen that we have no control over. And as we subscribe to Patreons and dirt sheets and discords and all of this stuff, we don't
Who doing
know
that?
what happened.
Y'all spending money
It happens.
for information? What the fuck y'all got going on?
Are you the what? Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yes. There's a whole bunch of paywall dirt sheets out
Oh,
there.
y'all be in racial chat showing feet. That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know nothing about that. That's not what I was talking about. But
No,
but you know what I'm saying?
that's how I'm gonna refer to that. Y'all in racial chat showing
Oh,
feet. That's so crazy.
but nah, man. That's it, my rant's over. Just please. Um, consistency is everything, man. And while we all have our favorite wrestler, we're gonna come in contact with people who don't see our favorite wrestlers as great as we do. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's our favorite. Not your favorite, not everyone's favorite. That's why it's our favorite. And we should be able to protect what we love instead of always having to defend it just because someone wants to get a video off or a joke off or they just want to argue that day. Stop making yourself intentionally angry. That will never make sense to me. If you see something that's on the internet that doesn't align with the way that you think, just don't engage. No one's gonna see you. You know what stuff I ignore on a daily basis? I love LeBron James. Lysha don't like LeBron James. I'm not going into GOAT debates with Lysha because we don't like because we differentiate. I'm not going back and forth. It doesn't mean I hate. It doesn't mean that I don't feel. It just means like there's no reason to argue about everything.
Because you can't
Wrestling fans,
argue LeBron James against Derrick Rose. I'm just saying.
I can. Oh, I can.
Pre-knee, pre-knee, pre-knees,
This was
pre-knees,
turning the first pre
pre.
knees, pre knees, pre knees. LeBron beat. No, I'm playing. LeBron definitely beat Derrick Rose pre knees.
Ah!
Not gonna lie. What happened in 2011?
Yeah!
What happened in 2011 though? Derrick
Pre.
Rose was good in 2011.
Pre-knees, you know?
Well, he got hurt
Pre.
in. When did Derrick Rose get hurt in
I think it
2011?
was.
That was in the playoffs.
Doesn't matter. We're talking about wrestling. This is a wrestling podcast.
But you threw me off. See, now you got me talking about Derrick. No, you did that to me. You threw me off.
You
See, look,
mentioned LeBron James.
you mentioned Derrick Rose. I was making an example. I didn't know you were gonna throw Derrick into it. But nah, man. Just chill out, yo. Just that's the main thing of what I'm saying. Just relax. You ain't gotta argue over everything. I'm never
Well,
going to like Charlotte. So if you don't like that, leave me the fuck alone. You understand that that's cool and like we all gonna disagree, we can still be friends.
well,
Period.
I'm happy that you decided to do that here and not on YouTube or TikTok. Because I feel like this is like a more healthy way to do it. We could also create a dialogue with our listeners and stuff like that. And I think our viewers definitely enjoy your rants because they are fairly good.
I apologize for ranting all the time.
That's fine. Um, I just saw what looked to be an Instagram possible interview with Jade Cargill, and she said,
winning a title, and I'm on a path of revenge. But I think that's something that honestly, she and I do need to sit down and figure out what exactly is going on, especially when I was away. And to be frank, all three of us need to sit down and talk and figure out where it went wrong, what's going on. I think there's a lot of things that's unsaid. I think there's a lot of hurt. I think there's a lot of pain in this story that we're all going through. But I think she has the title to win, and that's what's important for her. And that's what's important to her. That's what she has to go chase right now. I have to go deal with this mess on winning a title, and I'm
so
on winning a title.
she wants the big three to sit down and have a chitter chatter.
I would pay an insane amount of money to watch that.
That can be a vignette. They don't have to sit in the middle of the ring and do that because motherfuckers will probably just start throwing fists because Naomi just cannot tolerate or look at Miss Cargill at the moment.
That could be an episode of SmackDown.
An entire episode, a whole 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Better than Pretty Deadly. Oh, I might get the Pretty Deadly fans start yelling at me. Oh damn! I see I started another beef. Oh damn. Okay. Oh, still like now she mad at me. Damn, it's crazy. Damn. Yeah, it's tough. Pretty Deadly's not it, bro. I ain't go. They're not it, bro.
Did you not like them when they were in NXT as well?
Nope.
Oh.
I barely knew who they were in NXT. I really didn't know who they were until they came to the main roster, and I was like, "What is this? Turn this off." I'm trying to see that.
Anyway, um, while I don't agree with what Tiffany said, I do think that it was about time that she was able to hold her own against Charlotte. Because when they did the sit down, Charlotte 100% annihilated her and blew her goddamn muffin cap back blue. And it seemed as though she needed to redeem herself. It doesn't matter which one of them went off script first. I think something like that needed to happen in order for the storyline to take that next step. Because as we stated before on this show, neither one of the Rumble winners' stories have been intriguing, like at all. Cena and Bianca have given us more a month after the Rumble winners got they had a 4-week start, and we got more out of the Chamber winners than we did out of the Rumble winners. Hell, my goddamn camera is doing the thing again where it just cuts off and just it's overheated. It's fine. Where you know they give us well, yeah, they've given us more than the others have, and like I said, the others had a month start. Hell, even like Drew and Damien have given us more, you know. So we're at a point where those two stories needed to get personal, like Jay asking Gunther, "Do you have a mom? Do you talk to your mom? What do you and your mom talk about?" Well, I had to tell my mom this. She asked me this. I had to let her know this. That's the first time I seen like an actual emotion other than dickhead on Gunther's face. Was when Jay cut that promo on Monday. That was the first time I actually seen him be unsure of himself since last year after Sammy defeated him. And Triple H, please do not take us on another insecure champion or insecure Gunther character ride into the summer. We don't need that again. That shit was ass. This title reign, ass. We often forget that nigga is champion. I'm gonna say it. He needs Imperium. But guess what? Is chasing the IC title and he not even in that fucking match at Mania. And then you fired the other one after moving him to the next brand. So there's a lot that needs to pick up in the next week. They're gonna keep spitballing matches at us until next Friday. And then we have to deal with Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday. But until then, we have to continue to suffer. And for the people who came out of their pockets and are going into debt for this, I hope they put on a hell of a show, because this build to 41 is not as good as 39 and 40 were. Sorry.
Yeah, I need to go to a WWE pay per view or like a different wrestling show pay per view really bad, because my whole feeling on pay per views has like been thrown off
Yeah, you got
after
your ass.
Dynasty.
You got your ass beat at Dynasty, but well, you are. I don't know if do you want to announce that now or closer to the day?
Chill. Gonna keep that.
All right then, so we'll keep that in the tuck, you know. But I mean, you know, also Fanatics Fest whooped everybody's ass today apparently in the queue. To you guys who did not get your meet and greets that you wanted, I'm so sorry to hear that. Apparently they had 2 VIP pre-sales on photo ops, and that's where most of the WWE superstars sold out at. So then when the general admission went live, there weren't any for anyone to grab. 2? Y'all had two VIP and VIP for the 3 days. It's $500.
Oh my god!
$500. That's
I want to
kind
get
of
your WrestleMania ticket.
that's kind of crazy. That's one WrestleMania ticket, if you're being honest. That's
All the
kind
way
of
up at the end.
that's kind of crazy. Nah, you will be in the middle because I think the 2 day in the nosebleeds, there was a 2 day package that was like 300. So you would be like the middle section for the five. So you would be under the nosebleeds. Yeah, you'd be in that third section. But yeah, like it's hard out here for a pimp. Like I stated earlier, on location did say, hey, your wallet, we're coming for you. For on location, for SummerSlam. I'm going to actually check that right now to see if there's anything up there that I could possibly like get a sneak peek at. You should have gotten an email as well because I signed you up for that shit. When they
Oh,
announced SummerSlam, because my phone was fucked at the time. So I definitely put your phone number and email in there, just in case. Let me see on
just in case.
location. Uh, um, they're still showing me stuff for WrestleMania. I want to see what's left for WrestleMania. Actually, I can't click on any of this
Oh.
stuff, can I? John Cena.
Did,
What
did
is that?
40 sell out?
Uh, did WrestleMania 40 sell out?
Mm-hmm.
Believe so. It was 70,000 people.
I don't remember. That's why I was trying to remember the
It
other
was
day.
70,000 the first night. I think 72 the second night, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so they have single day priority passes for 750. Mind you, that's what I paid for a 2 day pass for silver last year.
Mm-mm.
They still have silver packages left. This is 1650, and that's the package that I got last year. And there's a kickoff party with Cody, but no merch. I got merch with my shit last year. Gold package 4370, and that includes an appearance by John Cena and Bret Hart. And then that's where you get like the gifts and stuff. Suite by
Wait a minute.
seat. Seat by suite, 6,000. The Hulk Hogan one, which they claimed was not existent anymore, is still here. This one is 6,950. And then the $50,000 package that we spoke about far before WrestleMania season even started, which is sold out. Um, it's crazy. The fact that they still having John doing appearances and he's heel is crazy. The
It's very funny.
add-ons. So, A Town Down Wherever the Fuck, Sessions 2, the brunch with Mickey James and A Town Down Under. Session 2 is sold out. Rikishi and Chelsea Green. Session 4 is sold out. So only the 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. ones are available. The one, the what is it? 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. or something like that. That's gone. There's something new up here. It says Culture Kings, WWE X Culture Kings drop. WrestleMania 41 drop. This includes a private meet and greet with Rhea Ripley, Carmelo Hayes, Chelsea
Oh,
Green, Omos, and R-Truth, and it includes that's $595. So that's $600 to see some exclusive clothes, get early access to it, and get a gift bag. That's probably only gonna probably contain like one shirt, and there's no WrestleMania ticket included with it. They still have packages left, guys, for uh SmackDown and Stand and Deliver. This fuck ass roast is still happening. Raw packages are still available as well.
Can someone explain that to me, please?
The roast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you ever seen the comedy roast that they used to do on Comedy Central? Like the roast of
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, the roast of Tom Brady, the roast of Flavor Flav. Like it's gonna be like that, but he's gonna
Yeah.
be roasting the wrestlers. That guy is not funny though. I don't. You
Yeah.
didn't watch Monday Night Raw, but he was on commentary for the New Day, versus the War Raiders, and it was horrible.
I saw that. I did watch that, and I heard the joke he made about E and shit like that.
Yeah, it's just shit was
Why would I
terrible.
wanna? That wasn't a joke. Like he's just gonna ruin it.
He wasn't good. But
You know
uh,
something so funny too? He's gonna say something on that show that's gonna make someone very angry, and it's gonna start a conflict.
I don't know if they're even broadcasting that on TV because it's being held at the hotel that everyone's staying at. NXT is gonna be there Tuesday. All the stuff is gonna be that's gonna be held in this one hotel. God bless, because the Hall of Fame is gonna be at this hotel. The roast is gonna be there. Um, already stated NXT is gonna be there. It's just a bunch of shit that's gonna be happening that shouldn't be happening.
Mhm.
I wonder what the stand and delivered champion ticket would how much it cost because it's sold out. I can't check it, but they still have silver packages left, and that start at 220. Hall of Fame VIP. We read this insane bullshit off. The icon package. 7,500. The legend package. 99.50. And the ultimate package is sold out. I know that was your firstborn child. I just know it was. But I didn't get on here for that. I got on here for SummerSlam.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the deposits for certain things are sold out. So, and I think people just started putting their money in on that because this was been up here for a while. I do want to take a look at the bowl seating for, um, for this, for priority passes just to see what they're gonna have, and then like whatever add-ons they have, I'm gonna be locked in for that too because I do want to do certain things for that weekend that I'm currently saving money for. So yeah, we'll be back to you guys with prices and stuff on that and how fucking outrageous that shit's gonna be. Um, anything else you would like to talk about?
I'm kicking it with Ross. Just made a video um about Charlotte, and I read the comments, and he's on my side as well. So I still feel very vindicated in what I said, even though difference in opinions are everywhere. But that's how I know I'm not fucking dumb. Never thought I was dumb. I never will be dumb. But just it's good to see creators who are on bigger platforms than mine saying the same things that I am in the exact way that I said it. Um, and yeah, um, if you were offended by anything that I said in my rant, I know once I get going, I get going. My intent is never to offend. I always intend to just tell you how I'm feeling, and I express it. If you don't like the way I feel, you don't like the way one of us feels about something.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
gonna speak
Oh,
for myself.
sorry.
No. I ain't gonna say that. But if you don't like something that I said, I advise you to one, stop consuming our content so it doesn't make you angry, or just learn to realize that hey, some people aren't going to agree with you. Stop making yourself angry for no reason. Um,
I meant what
and
I
I feel
said.
like we'll be in a I feel like we'll be in a much healthier spot as wrestling fans as a whole, instead of always feeling like we're at odds with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not.
So yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Yeah, I think I've said a lot. I think a lot has been said.
All right. Well, that'll be it for the Wrestling Room this week. Excuse me. That was a yawn.
Oh,
You can find us on all social media platforms at Wrestling Room Podcast. He has social media. I have social media. You know our names. I just dropped some new merch on my Etsy shop. So if
yeah,
you would like to proceed with caution, there's some stuff up there. If you want people to fear the glow, there's some stuff up there for that. If
yeah.
you're on your Kill Bill revenge type of thing, there's some things up there for that. There's also blankets and posters that I just added. So have fun with that. I'm gonna go order some of my own shit because I can't not have that merch. That shit was fire. I put my whole graphic gussy into them shirts. So I'm gonna go like put in an order. Shout out to the people who've already ordered their Naomi shirts because WWE refuses to give her merch. So I'm gonna do so, and I'm gonna continue to do so. And if I ever get to grace her presence, I am going to give her the merch that I've made. So yeah, yep. He be making videos and stuff and streaming.
I'll be talking about the same stuff that I be talking about on here, just either no longer or a little bit louder. So hey, you know what I'm saying?
I want you guys to know the entire time there is somebody in his bed that's not me.
There's no one in my bed. There's absolutely no one in this bed. It just looks as such, but there's no bed. There's no one in the bed. I'm not gonna jump on it because I don't want to break it. But
All right, guys. So Pound Town Wrestling, come back. Thank you.
yeah, that's real.
Bye, guys.